Wow, look at that. I've returned from the dead. I don't know how I've done it, but I've done it. I'll explain more later. Let's talk about some toys. Toy Story 4 is directed by Josh Cooley, and this is the fourth installment of the Toy Story franchise. It follows Woody, Buzz, and the whole gang as they are adjusted to Bonnie. Bonnie decides to go on a road trip with her family and brings the toys along with her, but at the same time, the toys have to keep track of this spork that Bonnie created to help her get through kindergarten named Forky, and shenanigans ensue, and we have our film. Now, going into Toy Story 4, a lot of people, including myself, were nervous. I'm not going to lie when I say this, but I was very skeptical about this film. The reason is because the first three Toy Story films are incredible. All three of them are amazing. And I thought, as well as everyone else, that Toy Story 3 had wrapped up the film franchise. I know they made some shorts after Toy Story 3 came out, and that was okay. That's totally fine. You could continue the story with shorts, but I was all for no more Toy Story films. But they kept on saying they would only make a Toy Story 4 if the story was good. They said they came up with a good story. I was still hesitant walking in. I did enjoy the marketing. I was very intrigued to see what they were going to do. But at the same time also, you had a first-time director helming a Toy Story movie. And that could go either way. We recently had a first-time director helm a big project known as Dark Phoenix, and look at that turned out. It was really bad. But Toy Story 4, I was still excited for it because I'm a huge fan of the franchise, and they have yet to make a bad Toy Story film. I love Pixar. Most of their works are great. Some of them, not so much, but the Toy Story films, they're all great. I walked out of the movie, I was a mess. This film, I thought was perfect. I thought this was an excellent film. I loved it from start to finish. I couldn't have been more than impressed with what Pixar brought to screen with this film. I was shocked. And I knew it wouldn't be bad, but I did not expect it to be as good as it was. The animation, holy crap, the animation is insanely beautiful here. I mean, the animation has evolved so much in the series. The first Toy Story was the first CGI animated film. And look how far that's come over the last 25 years. It's insane. It's ridiculous. There's so much photorealistic animation here. It's hard to think that this is animation. Sometimes it looks like it's real life. It's taken from real life. It's insane. This is hands down the most beautiful looking Toy Story film in the series. Not to diss the other three, but come on. I mean, it's 2019. Animation has come a long way, and this is hands down the best looking Toy Story film. Josh Cooley's direction was really strong here. The way he flowed the story was really well handled. And the funny thing is, this is one of the longer Toy Story films. It flew by really quickly. There was never a dull moment in this movie, which really impressed me. I was so happy about that. This is hands down the funniest Toy Story film to date. I was laughing so much throughout this film. Like, it is ridiculous. There were points where my chest was hurting me to the point where I couldn't breathe. And then there were moments where people in my audience kept laughing throughout the next scene that, like, we couldn't hear some of the dialogue that the characters were saying. It was great. It was really funny. This is hands down, like I said, the funniest Toy Story film to date. To talk about the actors, obviously Tom Hanks and Tim Allen are incredible as Woody and Buzz. We have Annie Potts coming back as Bo Peep, which I was very intrigued about. I was very excited to see what they were going to do with that. And I thought what they did with Bo Peep was really good. Like, it was really compelling. It was very interesting. She's a lost coin now. I'm not going to explain what happened, but in the beginning of the movie, we find out what happens to her. Let's just say that's not the happiest of ways to go out, but them reuniting, I thought was really, really sweet, and I was very, very happy with that. And I just loved their dynamic in this film. And speaking of dynamics, Woody and Forky. Wow, Forky was incredible. When I saw the trailers, I was hesitant about this character. I like Tony Hale. I think he's funny. And I'm like, oh, they probably can't screw this up because it's Toy Story. But again, there was a lot of hesitation walking into this film. But Forky stole the show. He was so funny. He was so adorable. He was incredible. I loved this character so much. I loved every second with him. I thought he stole the show. I really, really enjoyed it. And his dynamic with Woody, one of the highlights of the movie for me, hands down. Keanu Reeves as Duke Kaboom. When you found out Keanu Reeves was going to be a toy, you knew exactly how it was going to go, and it went in the best way possible. It was awesome. There was not enough of him in the movie, which was a tiny flaw of mine, but I was able to get past that because every time he was on screen, he shined. He was so fucking funny. He was great. I loved him so much in this film. And then we get to Key and Peele, who played Ducky and Bunny, and they, of course, are hilarious. I mean, if you love Key and Peele, then you're going to love them in this film. And this is quite a year for Jordan Peele, considering he directed one of the most acclaimed films of the year in Us, and now he's in one of the best reviewed animated films of the year in Toy Story 4. What a year for Jordan Peele. I mean, like... Well, yeah, all the actors did a great job. And then we get to an interesting character called Gabby Gabby. I was like, I don't know how I'm going to feel about this character, but then as the film progressed, I really liked the character. And then when we get towards the end of the film, her story, dude, wow. Waterworks, oh my god, just gone. I just thought that Toy Story 4 did such a great job of bringing things together. It was just a really fun and entertaining movie. It was really funny. It was really sweet. And then we get to the ending. And oh my god, I thought 3 broke my heart with the incinerator scene. This crushed me. I was devastated. I needed a hug after this. I needed a hug. You guys have no idea how much of a mess I was when this film ended. I was sobbing like a baby. I could not believe that they did what they did. But in a good way, it wrapped up the story very, very well. And if this is the last Toy Story film, it definitely has to be. There's no way that they could continue the films after this. Again, they could do shorts, but feature films, I don't think that's going to happen. So overall, Toy Story 4 was a great continuation to the series. It's one of those films that you could argue proves that a series after its initial ending could still work after adding a new installment. I don't know how they did it, but they did a great job with this film. I absolutely adored it. And it's funny because I was thinking about this. I can't really find any flaws with it. I did say that I wanted a little more Duke Kaboom, but again, I could get past that. So Toy Story 4 gets an A+ for me. I really love this film so much. It's not my favorite Toy Story film. It's, again, the funniest of the Toy Story films. It has a lot of heart to it. It has everything you want in a Toy Story film. And, again, I was very, very impressed with it. Stay during the credits. A lot of stuff happens. That's all I'm going to say. So, guys, you're probably wondering what took me forever to come back to movie reviewing. I'm going to try to make a video very soon discussing that. Thank you so much for watching this review. I'll see you guys soon.